Mr. Bloomer.
Here.
Want to come up to the podium? Just step at the podium. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Nicholas Taylor Blumerick, file number 24-21713FH. So Mr. Blumerick, we are here today on a request and summons for probation violation. So thank you for showing up today. There is an allegation that you committed a technical violation and that on May 17th of 24, you were ordered not to use any controlled substances. And on June 4th, you admitted to use some marijuana on June 2nd of 2024 and refuses to discontinue use as required by the recovery court. So this is a technical violation, so you understand you could face a maximum penalty, I think up to like 14 days in jail on this.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now you do have the right to have an attorney represent you on this and in all subsequent hearings. If we can't afford to hire an attorney, we can appoint you one at public expense. Would you like an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Blumerick, you gotta work today?
No, I got kids.
Huh?
I have the kids.
Kid's not here.
No.
No. All right, have a seat, and when I think Miss Underwood will be in today, so when I get a chance, I'll have her talk to you, okay? I'll enter a plea of not guilty right now. Just Miss Underwood, Mr. Blumerick.
I'm sorry.
So I hate to bother you. I know it's a Wednesday morning. It's kind of a light one for me. Mr. Blumerick has a probation violation. It's a technical one. Would you have time to talk to him this morning sometime?
Sure. I'm hooked on the extent that, do you have the paperwork?
I'll let you use my file. And I'm sure Miss Underwood will, or Miss Adams will send it to you. And then I do have Sarah Brenner. So Ms. Underwood, I will let you know that the recovery court has, because of federal funding, cannot allow the use of marijuana.
I'm sorry?
So he's part of the recovery court.
Uh-huh.
And because we receive federal funding, we cannot allow the use of marijuana because it's illegal federally.
Okay.
Okay. So. So does anybody in here have a case today? Raise your hand. Okay, what's your name?
Renny Zultowski.
What's the last name again?
Zultowski.
Okay. All right. Okay, and what is your name?
Goodyear.
Yep, Brian Goodyear. And Miss Underwood was coming to look for you and I stole her, so she'll talk to you next, okay? Do you have a case today?
I have a case violation.
What's your name?
Samantha Ladd.
Oh, Samantha Ladd. Actually, Miss Ladd, yours got adjourned to July 31st at 8 a.m.
Oh, okay.
All right,
All right, okay.
thank you.
July 31st.
July, you want, hold on, just wait. Miss Adams, can I get her a notice of hearing? Miss Ladd, because she's here for the adjournment. Okay.
Miss Ladd, I told you that yesterday.
Oh, my bad.
Sometimes they get nervous because they're afraid they'll miss something and second guess it, so.
Yeah, and I had court yesterday too as well.
Yeah, all right. So I have somebody from the campus. Are you zooming in on the individual with the last name starting with B?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that got adjourned, and I don't know who adjourned it, but it got adjourned. And Miss Adams, you said July 31st, right? The juvenile? From this morning? I can't say his name, but the juvenile this morning got adjourned. I think you said July 31st at
Oh,
8:30.
the
Was
one
that
that-
what it was?
The one that was here earlier?
Yeah,
Yes,
with Miss,
July 17th.
oh, so it'll be July 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
All right. Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you. Sorry.
That's all right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so Ms. Underwood, thank you again so much. Back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Nicholas Blumerick.
Can I approach your honor?
You can.
I think the court might like to.
I like my file. Okay. All right, so, Ms. Underwood, have you had a chance to talk to Mr. Blumerick?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
And how would you like to proceed today?
I believe Mr. Bloomberg would like to enter a plea to the technical violation this morning. Your
So
Honor.
Mr. Blumerick, step up to the
We
podium.
are, site tag here, Mr. Bloomberg, so.
Okay.
I'll move the
Oh, you're-
phone up for you.
Yeah, we got a little discrepancy in height here with you two. Okay. So, Mr. Blumerick, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Blumerick, you've had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Underwood. Are you satisfied with Ms. Underwood as your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, you got to review the charges against you, correct?
Yes.
And you understand the maximum penalty on a technical violation is 14 days, I think. But, Ms. Ladd's in the back row. But overall, the maximum penalty on these offenses that you pled to are up to 4 years in prison. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you do have a right to have, to contest this violation of probation charge and to have a hearing on it. Do you understand that?
Sure.
Do you understand that throughout the hearing, you will be presumed innocent until, your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that throughout the trial, I'm sorry, you have a right to have all the witnesses against you appear at your trial, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions, or you may ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you might have to appear at the trial. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do not have to testify at your trial, and no one can say anything about you not testifying or hold it against you in any way. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
On the other hand, do you understand that you have a right to testify at your trial if you want to testify?
Yes.
All right, how do you plead to the charge that you violated the terms of your probation by using marijuana on June 2nd of 2024?
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right, now, do you understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up your right to a trial, as I've already explained to you?
Yeah.
Has anything been promised you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No.
If I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Blumerick, you are a member of the Lenawee County Recovery Court, is that correct?
Yes.
And we've had a couple meetings and we've talked about marijuana usage, and we've talked about the fact that even though it's not illegal under Michigan law, because we are funded by the federal government, we cannot allow participants, especially those with substance abuse issues, to use marijuana. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you continue to use marijuana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you knew that could result in a violation of probation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, accept the plea that has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. He has full knowledge of his rights. He does have competent counsel. So Ms. Teskey is not here today. So what I'm gonna do is set this out 45 days for sentencing for you to test clean. All right? Because it's important to me that you finish this program.
Me too.
Okay, and I know there's been a lot of confusion because of federal and state law, but it is what it is, and our hands are tied on that, okay? So, Ms. Adams, I'm looking for a violation of probation sentencing date about 45 days out.
I believe it would be the August 15th at 8 a.m.
Could I, August 15 at 8, could I get a notice from Mr. Blumerick?
Is that 50, Your Honor? Thank you.
Yep, August 15th at 8 a.m. So just report to Ms. Teskey like you normally do. I think we have court this week, right? All right, so I'll see you back tomorrow. All right, and just have a seat on the bench behind you and we'll get you a notice of hearing, all right? So Mr. Goodyear's right there. if you want to talk to him. Thank you, Miss Underwood. All right, Mr. Kneisel, if you could unmute yourself and start your video, please. Oh, are you ready on Mr. Goodyear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mr. Kneisel, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Hold on for one moment and I'll be right back to you. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brian Goodyear. Let me get you file. File number 23-21393FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Goodyear, and I have Sarah Brenner appearing on behalf of the Attorney General's office. It's not quite 8:30 yet, but all parties are present, and if there's no objection, we will proceed. So this is a date and time set for pretrial. How would you like to proceed today, Ms. Underwood?
Your Honor, I spoke with Ms. Brenner about this case, and Mr. Goodyear is doing very good making his payments. We realize the case is a little old. I realize that. And we're getting to that point where we want a plea, Your Honor. So I would just ask the court, Ms. Brenner's indulgence, for one more adjournment, and then we should be ready on a plea on this.
Okay.
Your Honor, in discussion with Miss Underwood, I had advised her that I'm prepared to go forward with the delay of sentence plea. He's been doing really well. If the court wants to give him more time to continue payments before we do that plea, I don't have an objection to that. I just told Miss Underwood, you know, it's getting to be an old case. So it's at some point we need to stop adjourning and do the plea.
Yeah. Well, I think the more he gets under his belt, the better we are. And Mr. Goodyear is really doing well. He's here early this morning, I think.
Okay, so I'm gonna do one more adjournment.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna set it over to September 4 at 8:30 in the morning. And Miss Adams, once again, Mr. Goodyear is in person. So if I could get a notice of hearing for Mr. Goodyear, September 4 at 8:30 in the morning. So Mr. Goodyear, have a seat on the bench behind you, and then at that time, Miss Underwood, you know, he's had plenty of time. He's been doing a good job. He can enter a plea that day.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Kneisel. All right, so in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Tyler Douglas Kneisel, file number 21-20561FH. Mr. Kneisel, we are here today on a technical violation which alleges that you violated the terms of your probation and that you were ordered to pay $5,570.62 in court-related financial obligations. And then the last violation, October, we ordered you to pay $200 a month towards your financial assets, and that you failed to do so, and no payments have been made as of February 27th of 24. So Mr. Kneisel, do you understand that your maximum penalty on this violation of probation could be up to 4 years in prison? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, Mr. Kneisel, you do have a right to have an attorney represent you at this and all subsequent hearings. If you can't afford to hire one, we can appoint you one at public expense. Would you like an attorney appointed to represent you?
No, thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Kneisel, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you understand that you have a right to contest the violation of probation charge and to have a hearing on it?
Yes.
Do you understand that throughout the hearing, you would be presumed innocent until your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence? Do you understand that? You have a right to have all the witnesses against you appear at your trial, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions, or you may ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you might have to appear at that trial. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
You do not have to testify at your trial, and no one can say anything about you not testifying or hold it against you in any way. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, I do.
On the other hand, do you understand that you have a right to testify at your trial if you want to testify? Do you understand that?
Yes.
How do you plead to the charge that you violated the terms of your probation and that you have failed to pay off your financial obligations as ordered to do so? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay. Do you understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up your right to a trial as I've already explained to you?
Yes, I do.
Has anything been promised to you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No.
If I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. So is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, it is.
All right. So, Mr. Knizo, you were placed on probation back on March 3rd of 2022. And at that time, you were assessed $3,024.60 in restitution, $130 crime victim assessment fees, $136 state minimum costs, $750 in court costs. So, and then the supervision fee was added on. So at this time, you owe a total of about $5,570. Are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
Where are you working at?
Michigan Pallet.
Okay, and you've been working there for a little while, right?
Yeah, I just got hired in.
Okay, and how much are you able to pay a week on this?
You told me the last time that I have to pay $350 a month. And that you'd adjourned it out to today to see if I made the payments, and I've been doing that.
Okay, so hold on, Miss Teskey just popped in. Miss Teskey, since we were last here, is Mr. Knizo making payments?
Yes, Your Honor.
Awesome. All right. So Miss Teskey, I've taken a plea, and I've accepted the plea, but do you want me to adjourn this out to monitor those payments?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Knizo, I'm going to accept the plea. It's been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. You have full knowledge of your rights. You do have competent counsel, or you waive counsel. I'm going to set this out for sentencing like, let's see, I'm going to set it out to,
Tyler, do you know your balance?
I have all the papers at home.
You don't know it off the
Ms.
top of your-
Teskey, can I set it out to October? Obviously, if he stops making payments, we can bring him in sooner.
Yeah, that's fine, Your Honor.
All right,
I
so,
was going to suggest dismissing this violation.
oh, that's even better.
Just because he has been making payments, I can always show cause him again if he fails to do so. He's just running out of time on probation and he was not making progress on financially, but he has.
Well, I can't extend his probation, correct?
I think so, if need be. I don't want to have to do that though.
Okay, so Tyler, she's just gonna dismiss this and then keep making the payments.
Okay.
And then you won't have to come back unless she show causes you again, all right?
Okay, fair enough.
All right, thanks, Tyler. You have a
All
good
right, thank
day.
you. You too.
All right, so Mr. Zultowski, Mr. Zultowski, I do not, oh, I do have your attorney. You want to come up to the podium? Okay. Hi, Mr. Lab. We'll be with you in just a minute, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Renny Zultowski, file number 2024-21848FH. I have Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Zultowski. This is the date and time set for arraignment in this matter. Mr. Zultowski has appeared in person. Mr. Murphy, do you waive the reading of the felony information?
Yes, Your Honor, we would waive that. We acknowledge receipt of said information, the witness list and discovery demand in this matter. I kept this arraignment on to make sure if there was an issue with Mr. Zultowski posting bond or an issue with bond, we could address it. Obviously, that's not necessary. We're asking for an entrance and continuation of a not guilty plea at a setting of a pretrial in this matter. And then Mr. Zultowski, just contact my office, schedule appointment, either over the phone or in person, and we can talk about things before the next pretrial, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, how far out would you like a pre-trial, Mr. Murphy?
Whatever fits the court schedule best. I'd only need a few weeks, but whatever the court needs.
I have August 7 at 8:30 in the morning.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's here in person, and Miss Adams, I'm so sorry. Could I get a notice of hearing for August 7 at 8:30 in the morning from Mr. Zultowski?
Sure.
Okay, so Mr. Zultowski, I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I'll set this out to August 7th at 8:30 in the morning for another pretrial.
Just we have a prosecutor on this.
I got,
didn't know.
it's an arraignment.
Okay.
I have Alexander Bayonetto and Douglas Hartung here as prosecutors if I needed one. And there's Isaac Sneed too. So we'll get you a notice of hearing. Make sure you get a hold of Mr. Murphy, all right? So have a seat on the bench behind you.
Thank you, Mr. Zultowski. Have a good day.
All right, so I have Mr. Ladd. Harley, are you, Ms. Zilke, are you covering for someone else today, or are these your own cases?
Just one of my own, Romaldo Cordova, who is in the jail.
Okay, and then, okay. Got it.
Thank you.
Well, I have the jail, I just don't know who's in the Zoom rooms.
Hey, it's Dana.
Hi, this is Judge Ann Salone. So I am ready for Romaldo Cordova and then Jacob Kelly. And I have 2 jail windows already open. And then Erin Carr's listed, but I don't need her till 3:30 today.
Okay, so hers at 3:30, so you said Cordova
And Kelly, yep.
and Kelly. Okay,
Thank
all right,
you.
I will get them out.
All right, thank you,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
All right, so Mr. Ladd, you have Mr. Malaro, and I do not have him yet. He's probably in Judge Olsaver's, so when he gets here, I'll take your case. So, Mr. Hartung, what case are you here?
Mr. Bayonetto and I are here for the Berry pretrial, Trent Berry
Okay.
juvenile.
So we were told that was adjourned.
By who?
I don't know. I was told by Miss Adams to,
You have a new date?
Judge, a little explanation on that. This date got canceled when a May date was scheduled, and then we didn't schedule a new date. So we're adjourning it to July 17th.
That case? That's, well, I'm in a big trial. That's fine.
I can take it right at 8 o'clock.
Mr. Bayonetto can handle it, it's a problem.
Okay, I'm sorry, like everybody was here and I didn't know. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not
No
gonna.
worries.
Okay, thank you. All right, all right, I have somebody on an iPhone. Can I ask your name?
My name is Danny Germ.
Okay. All right, and you are represented by Miss Underwood. And I think
Correct.
Miss Underwood is next door in front of the other judge right now. So I'm gonna change your screen name. And then I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. And you'll see I'll put her initials after your name, just so you remember that it is her case. So, all right, change your screen name and I'm gonna pop you in the waiting room, all right? Did not have Michael Dagger goes in. Oh, I do have Brenda Underwood. I have Mr. Germain. He's on Zoom.
Your Honor, I believe that matter was adjourned because Mr. Jermaine is still being screened for Veterans Court.
All right, so in the matter,
We
hold
had
on,
no waiting.
hold on,
it.
hold on. Okay, hold on, because I don't have it on my docket as adjourned, so let me call the case and then we'll adjourn it, all right? All right, so Mr. Germain, where'd he go? There he is. All right, so this is in the matter of people of the state of Michigan versus Danny Lee Germain, file number 2024-21674FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Germain. So Mr. Germain is being screened for a specialty court, so it's being adjourned till when?
I thought we did a stip and adjournment yesterday, Your Honor. I apologize, I don't know the new date.
Okay, all right. So Mr. Germain, your attorney and the prosecutor adjourned this late yesterday after hours. And you'll get a notice in the mail. You'll send him a copy of that, Ms. Underwood?
Yeah.
All right, so you'll get a copy of the notice for the new date in the mail, okay, Mr. Germain?
Okay, can I verify the address that'll be sent to?
Probably not, because we're live on YouTube. So let me look at something, so I don't.
Mr. Germain, if you want to call my office and give that to them.
So Mr. Germain, all right, I'm just gonna say the house number. The last one I have is 3171. Is that correct?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, so you need to get a hold of Miss Underwood's office and give her the new address and she'll let us know, all right?
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Germain.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so Rhonda Underwood, you have. Shane Rmer, is he here? Oh, Mr. Rmer, you want to come up? All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Shane. Do you go by Leroy or Leroy? You're fancy. My husband's a Leroy. So file number 23-21665FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Rmer and Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for a pretrial. Miss Underwood, how would you like to proceed?
We're going to set this matter for trial, Your Honor.
Okay, so hold on. I don't think, Miss Adams, I do not have any trial yellow sheets. They're on my desk, I think, so I can come back and get them. I'll be right back.
All rise.
I don't even come out on my lawn anymore because I was on my lawn when I was a golf player.
All right, Mr. Rmer, everything you're saying is being put on the record and it's also on YouTube. So your attorney probably doesn't want you making any statements in the court, all right? Because they could be used against you. All right, so I'm gonna fill this out. Hold on. All right, so Mr. Rmer is charged with 4-year RNO, a couple 2-year RNOs, and a 90-day misdemeanor. So it's about a 1-day trial?
Yes.
And Miss Adams, I'm looking for a 1-day trial. I know we're in September, October.
Okay.
Thursday, September 19th.
September 19th, are you available that day? All right, so that will be at 9 a.m. So I'm going to do a final pretrial for September 11 at 8:30 in the morning. Miss Adams, we're gonna need a copy of this for him as well. And then I'll make September 11 final motion date. And I'm going to ask that your questions and jury instructions be provided by September 3rd, 24. And Miss Adams, if you want to grab this, if I could get a copy from Mr. Rmer. So Mr. Rmer, you need to stay in contact with your attorney and then help her prepare for trial, okay? Okay, it's right there. All right, so have a seat on the bench behind you and we'll get you a copy of that. And Miss Underwood, anything else?
Not on this case, sure.
I don't think I have anything else with you. I have a pickup, but we'll worry about that at the end of the doc. I have one pickup, but we'll worry about that at the end of call.
Do we not have Cordova this morning?
Or do you have, no, but it's not Rhonda Underwood.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Knizer was dismissed.
What case did Ms. Walsh say?
Cordova, but I believe that's Carly's.
Well, okay, I guess Ms. Zilke will.
Isn't it? Miss Zilke? Miss Zilke said she was here on Romaldo Cordova.
Yes,
Cordova.
I have Romaldo Cordova.
Okay. Okay. Just sit right there and we'll get you a notice of hearing, okay? All right, so she's going to the next court. She's busy, Wednesday morning's busy, so you can call her and set up a time to meet with her. Okay, so I have a bunch of people here. What case are we here for?
Madison Stein.
What's the last name?
Stein.
Thank you, Miss. Okay, it's Michael Becker goes in. All right. Okay, so I have, let's see. Do I have, so I have somebody in a yellow jail outfit. What's your name, please?
Jacob Kelly, Your Honor.
Okay. And who's your attorney?
That's my case, Your Honor.
And there's no Y. It's just Y, no E, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jacob Dean Kelly. We have two files, 23-21287FH, 24-21801FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of people, and I have Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Kelly. This is the date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. So, Mr. Murphy, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, the offer from the people in this matter in file 801 would be for Mr. Kelly to plead to possession of methamphetamine and resisting and opposing an officer, drop, intent to deliver charge, and home invasion. The file ending in 28 or 287 FH would be to plead as charged to possession of methamphetamine, carrying a concealed weapon charge, and possession of analogs charge, and motor vehicle operating without security. Upon successful completion of drug court, the possession of methamphetamines and possession of analogs will be dismissed on that file. I know that Mr. Kelly was being screened. I don't know what the status is, if he's been accepted in drug court or not. So whether or not he accepts that plea would be predicated upon that.
So All right, am I to understand on 23-21287FH, he's gonna plead as charged, count 1, count 2, count 3, and count 4?
Yes, Your Honor, with the dismiss, well, that's what the offer is, with dismissal of possession of methamphetamine and possession of analogs upon completion of the drug court.
So is that under 7411?
That's what, I mean, however the prosecutors intend to do that.
How does the prosecutor intend to do that?
Your Honor, I don't know if this was negotiated with Ms. Arnold. We can work out those details prior to a plea being entered.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Mr. Murphy, so I don't have, was it Miss Arnold?
Your Honor, I mean, again, this was an email the offer sent, received by Allison Arnold that also says that Mr. Sneed had looked it over and agreed that was a fair offer. There was no discussions because, again, I've been waiting, if the court recalls, we've been waiting to hear about Mr. Kelly being screened for drug court for quite some time. I don't know what the issue has been, so.
Okay, so I don't, let me look, I don't have a plea agreement form, so I don't know. I don't have a plea agreement form to view, and I don't know how the dismissal would be. So how about I put this to the end of my call and you go take care of like Judge Olsaver's cases, and I can bring Mr. Kelly back at the end of my call, and hopefully you can get something in writing on that.
Yes, Your Honor. Do we know if he's been accepted in a drug court or not? Would Your Honor know?
Ms. Teskey?
He is the final decision on him will be tomorrow. There were some things we needed to check into, so we had to set him over from our last court date.
Okay, so Mr. Murphy, it sounds like we don't even know if he's been approved yet. We'll know tomorrow. So why don't I set this over? Because I need a plea agreement form. I need to know how it's going to be dismissed. I'm not, I don't want to take a plea and to redo it. So why don't we, Ms. Adams, can I set this over to Friday somewhere?
And again, Your Honor, since Mr. Kelly's been taken into custody, we've been waiting to hear about him being screened for drug court. I was just relaying to the court for the record what the people have relayed to me, because the court asked what the situation was.
I'm waiting for Ms. Adams to give me a date. So hold on a second.
Yeah, I have to talk to Mr. Kelly further, so we would be asking.
Mr. Murphy, stop for a minute. I understand what you're saying. I get it. I don't have enough information to take a plea on him today. We don't know if he's going to be accepted into drug court. I'm trying to set this over to Friday. So I asked Ms. Adams to give me a date. So just wait for Ms. Adams to give me that date. Hold on.
Judge, Friday, we have 8 matters and a 10 o'clock.
I can't hear you, Becky.
Friday, you do have 8 matters scheduled and a 10 o'clock evidentiary. I don't know if you want to do it first thing at 8, maybe.
So Ms. Adams, I'm sorry, we're not getting audio on you. It's like super faint. There we go.
Okay, I guess I gotta put my face on the computer. So you have about 8 or 9 matters scheduled for Friday and a 10 o'clock evidentiary. So I don't know if you want to do maybe first thing at 8.
Sure, we can, or are they sentencings in the morning or pre-trials on civil?
There are sentencings. You have 2 civil, I believe.
Okay. So why don't we set this over to like 9:45, Mr. Murphy, on Friday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll set it over to Friday.
I'm not
June
available
28th.
Friday, Judge.
Okay.
I suppose we can try to work it out, but I just want to give the court notice and Mr. Murphy notice that we'll need to work it out ahead of time.
Oh, well, yeah, I would hope so. Yeah, okay. So I'll set this for June 28th at 9:45, and I'm sure Mr. Sneed and whoever else will talk and get a plea agreement form for me. So June 28th, at 9:45. Okay, so Mr. Kelly, I'll see you back that morning, all right?
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All
Thank you, Mr.
right,
Thank you, Mr. Kelly.
so. Kapnick. Kapnick. Michael Dagger Margosian, but Mr. Glazier was here first. So, hold on one second. Hi, this is Judge Ann Sloan. I am ready for Lisa Hanawalt.
Hanawalt?
And also, let me see, Lisa Hanawalt. And that's it for now.
Okay, I'll get her out.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, so Mr. Glazier, I've called for yours. Is there a Ricky McLean? Oh, that was in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Ricky McLean. File number 24-21850 FH. Arraignment was waived. In the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Navi Justice Turner, file number 24-21849 FH. Arraignment was waived. In the matter of.
Who was that? I'm sorry. Who was that you just said?
I said Ricky McLean,
Yes.
Navi Turner.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
And in the matter of people of the state of Michigan versus Chad May, file number 24-21847 FH. Arraignment was waived on that. Still don't have Mr. Cordova from the jail.
Yeah.
Donald. Do I have a Donald Deck? Oh, you want to come up to the podium? Mr. Murphy, I have Mr. Deck. In the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Donald Arthur Deck III, file number 24-21697 FH. This is the date and time set for final pretrial. It's also the deadline for any motions. Jury instructions, voir dire questions were due on June 18th. And trial is scheduled for July 9th at 8 a.m. Mr. Deck is charged with a 5-year felony with a habitual offender third offense notice. So that makes the guidelines double, as well as makes the maximum penalty if convicted up to 10 years in prison. There is an offer of a 1-year misdemeanor with restitution paid before sentencing. So Mr. Murphy, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, we're going to ask the court to continue to trial on this matter. I do apologize. I guess I missed. I will have the jury instructions for destruction of property for this file in by the end of today. I do apologize for not having that in by today.
Okay. All right. Very good. Anything else we need to address?
Your Honor, there was one issue I wanted to address in regards to discovery, in regards to the body cams in this matter. We had asked for, as we do with all cases, any and all body cams of all law enforcement. There was an officer, Castleberry, who conducted a search for a weapon that Mr. Deck alleged, he asserts that one of the other parties had in this matter. We are missing that body cam of Officer Castleberry when he conducted the search for that weapon. So we wanted to place it on the record. We'd ask that the people look into that. I believe we've mentioned it before, but we'd ask that they look into it again, because that's a search for a weapon that we believe is important in the matter.
And who's your prosecutor on this file?
It's Ms. McClure has been the one that I've been dealing with, Your Honor.
So I'm sure Mr. Sneed will make a note of that. And if you, Mr. Murphy, will send an email to her today, again, requesting it. All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. So we'll see you.
There was
Yes.
one other issue that people had. I believe Ms. McClure had emailed a request to stipulate to the Scotty's Body Shop estimate, and we hadn't received a response. So Ms. McClure was wanting to inquire about that.
We're not going to stipulate to the estimate.
Okay. All right, so make sure you stay in contact with Mr. Murphy and that you meet with him before trial so he can prepare, okay?
All right.
You know how to get a hold of him?
Yep.
All right, very good. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deck.
All right, Miss Hanawalt, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So Mr. Murphy, I think, let's see, let me double check. I think that takes care of your cases in front of me. And I'm just waiting on Mr. Malaro, so, okay. All right, so
Yeah.
Mr. Glaze, oh, yes.
Regarding Mr. Malaro's cases, I'm going to be covering those this morning.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Okay, thank you for letting me know that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. So in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Lisa Marie Hanawalt, file number 23-213. No, 21232FH. I have John Glazier appearing on behalf of Ms. Hanawalt, and Ms. Hanawalt is appearing via Zoom from the jail. So this is a contempt and a pretrial. So Mr. Glazier, how would you like to proceed today?
I need to speak with you, Your Honor, but how many files you got pretrial on?
I just have one file today, 23-21232.
What's the charge?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me change your screen name. Looks like unlawful driving away of a motor vehicle and a 4-year lying to a peace officer.
Okay. Yeah, I need to speak with her, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to open a breakout room, and Miss Hanawalt, you're going to get an invitation to join that breakout room. And let me find you. All right. I'm opening the room. Go ahead and join the breakout room. Mr. Jagermark goes in. All right. So Ms. Zilke, I did call for Cordova. So I'm gonna call again. Hi, this is Judge Ann Sloan. I have jail, Lenawee jail Zoom. I don't know which room that is, but
Okay.
I also need Mr. Cordova.
Yep, he's been in there. Let me go see what's going on.
There's no video or audio.
Okay.
All right,
I'll jump in
thanks.
there. Thank you.
Bye. Mr. Dagermark goes in. Let's take care of Mr. Kapnick. I think that's yours. Let's take care of Mr. Kapnick and get him on his way. So this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeffrey Lee Kapnick, file number 24-21720FC. I have Michael Dagermark appearing on behalf of Mr. Kapnick. And I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. I do show on March of 2024 a transcript request. I do have the transcript in my file. So Mr. Dagermark, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, as the court just alluded to, there was a preliminary exam held in this matter. We have received the transcript pretty recently. I would like to review that before moving forward. Another discovery issue, I spoke with Ms. McClure yesterday. There was an outstanding CAC video. Our office has now received that, so I want to review that as well. There may or may not be pretrial motions. I guess I would ask the court for another pretrial today.
Okay, September 4th at 8:30.
That's fine with us, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Can you do the stip in order to adjourn?
I will.
All right, Mr. Sneed, can you sign your name with permission?
Yes, thank you.
All right, so Mr. Kapnick, we'll see you back on September 4 at 8:30 in the morning, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Zilke, let me go over to Mr. Cordova. And then Mr. Dagermark will take Steinwettle. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Romaldo Augustine Cordova. We have 3 files, 20-20113FH, 21-20245FH, 21-20680FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people, and I have Carly Zolke appearing on behalf of the defendant. This is the date and time for pretrial in this matter. I have they're actually probation violation files. So they are probation violation files. So Ms. Zolke, check. Yep. Ms. Zolke, how do you want to proceed today?
Yes, Mr. Cordova is prepared to plead guilty to the violations at this time.
Okay. So Mr. Cordova, you want to raise your right hand for me? Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Cordova, on these three files, we are here on a probation. Well, we have, get back there. We have a probation violation, which alleges that on all of the files, you violated, and these are non-technical probation violations, by the way, so that you violated state law on or about January 31 of 2023 when you assaulted a Taylor Garza. And the second count would be that you violated the terms of your probation by failing to complete a drug test as instructed on January 31 of 23. And count 3 would be that you engaged in assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior on or about January 31 of 23, when it is alleged you assaulted Taylor Garza. So Ms. Zilke, were there any charges of domestic violence?
Yes, Your Honor. There were 2 charges, and Mr. Cordova pled guilty to 1 charge of assault and battery in district court.
Okay, so they've been resolved. All right, so Mr. Cordova, on file number 20-20113FH, you're on probation for larceny in a building, which means if you plead guilty or found guilty, you could be facing up to 4 years in prison. On file number 21-20245FH, you are currently on probation for, let me get back there. Receiving and concealing weapons, firearms, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison if you plead guilty or found guilty. And then on file number 21-20680FH, you are on probation for prisoner possessing contraband, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 5 years in prison if you plead guilty or found guilty. Do you understand that, Mr. Cordova?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Mr. Cordova, you were appointed counsel. Are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that they've given you?
Yes.
Okay, did I swear him in?
Yes, you did.
Okay, now, do you understand that you have a right to contest the violation of probation charges and to have a trial on it? Do you understand that, Mr. Cordova?
Yes.
Do you understand that throughout the trial, you would be presumed innocent until your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence?
Yes.
You have a right to have all the witnesses against you appear at your trial, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions, or you may ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you might have to appear at that trial. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
Okay, can you repeat your answer again, Mr. Cordova? There was some background noise.
Yes.
Okay, and you have a right to have all the witnesses against you appear at your trial, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions, or you may ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you might have to appear at that trial. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes.
You do not have to testify at your trial, and no one can say anything about you not testifying or hold it against you in any way. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
On the other hand, do you understand that you have a right to testify at your trial if you want to testify? Do you understand that?
Yes.
On each of these files, how do you plead to the allegation that you violated the terms of your probation by engaging, in count 1, engaging in assaultive behavior by assaulting Taylor Garza? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And how do you plead to count 2, that you violated the terms of your probation by failing to complete a drug test as instructed on January 31st of 2023. Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And that you violated the terms of your probation in count 3 by engaging in assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior on or about January 31st of 2023 when you assaulted Taylor Garza. Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right. Do you understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up your right to a trial, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anything been promised you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. If I accept this plea, you'll be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
So, Mr. Cordova, you were placed on probation, and one of the terms of your probation is that you weren't to engage in any assaultive behavior. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. On January 31st of 2023, did you assault Taylor Garza?
Yes.
And you actually pled to a domestic violence charge in district court on that?
I think it was assault and battery, but
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and have you been sentenced yet?
I did sentence. Well, I took a plea that was
I can step in here if that's okay.
yeah.
His sentencing is set for July 2nd in the district court.
Thank you. All right, and okay, and that would satisfy both term 1 and count 3 and count 1, because he did engage in assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior, and he actually pled to an assault and battery or an assault in district court. Now, on that same day, were you asked to do a drug test, Mr. Cordova?
Yes.
And did you drug test as you were ordered to?
No.
All right. I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights. He does have competent counsel. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation and accept the plea on all files, by the way. And Ms. Zultowski, are you available July 5 at 8 a.m.?
I am not. I am out from July 3rd through the 5th.
Okay. Ms. Adams? Could we do the next week, Ms. Adams?
I can prepare that paperwork.
Do we have a date for the next week, like July 11th or 12th for Bob sentencing?
You are not available the 12th, so let's go with the 11th.
The 11th? All right. Ms. Zultowski, July 11th at 8 o'clock?
Yes, that should work. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Cordova, do you want to be sentenced via Zoom or in person?
Zoom's fine.
Okay, so that'll be a Zoom sentencing. Very good. All right, so Mr. Cordova, well, yes.
I am so sorry. We cannot set it the 11th either.
Can I set it for like the 10th at 11 or 10:30 or something? Or the 9th, I can do the 9th. At 8.
9th at 8 would work.
All right. So I'm sorry, we're gonna make that August 9th at 8 a.m. That should be before your heavy morning. Miss Walsh will get you in and out of here, I promise, okay? All right, so Mr. Cordova, someone will do an update to your probation violation report. We'll send a copy of that to Ms. Zultowski. She'll review it with you before sentencing. We'll see you back on August 9th at 8 a.m. in the morning, okay?
August
Sorry,
or July?
I'm sorry, July 9th.
Okay. Can I talk to him for a few minutes?
Yeah, I'm really trying to get him sentenced like in July for some reason. All right. So Mr. Cordova, Ms. Walsh wants to have a chat with you.
Okay.
Your attorney can be present if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, she can.
All right, Ms. Zultowski, I want to add you too.
Thank you.
Usually. Where Mary, Ms. Walsh, there you are. Mr. Cordova's Lenawee jail room. Okay, I'm opening the room.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so he needs to join the breakout room. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so we're back with Lisa Hanawalt. So, Mr. Glazier, how do you want to proceed with Ms. Hanawalt?
Excuse me, Your Honor. Sorry. I'm new to this case, Your Honor, and I guess I'd want to put it out for another pretrial, but I'd ask if maybe I could address bond real quick in her case.
Okay, how far out do you want another pretrial?
Well, it depends, and if she gets out, you can put it out a ways. I need to talk with her, and I need to have her come in and see
All
me.
right, and the contempt of court in this case is because she's failed to appear. You understand that?
Yeah, I understand that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so 30 days, 2 weeks? How long do you need it set out, Mr. Glazier?
30 days is fine.
Let's do July 31st. Pretrial July 31st at 8:30 a.m. and you can address bond.
Your Honor, Ms. Hanawalt has a file downstairs, and I think I know it got reduced. I think it was she has to put up $500, and there may be a tether requirement on it. The reason she didn't appear on these, Your Honor, she was on the run hiding out from and you probably know him, God, I can't think of his name, but he had beat her up and she was just basically on the run from him. This charge is all it is a UDAA, which I'm sure even if she got convicted of it straight up, it's not going to result in anything but jail time. She has an impaired, at least that's all I show, a number of years ago. I mean, it's quite a ways back. But no felonies, nothing of that sort. And I just asked if she could get a bond that would, she says she could pay for the tether if you could put her on a tether, and that way she could come in and see me.
All right. Ms. Hanawalt, did you ever complete the forensic interview with the Center for Forensic Psychiatry?
I just talked to Sam about that. He said that she used to be represented by David Goldstein, and David Goldstein withdrew that request.
Okay. All right. So you did withdraw.
Lisa,
Mr. Glade,
could I ask her one question? Are you supposed to have a tether? Is that what the judge said downstairs?
No, I asked. I said I would do whatever it took. I'm willing to report every morning at 8 or whatever it would take. I'm not going anywhere. My daughter's 29 weeks pregnant with a high-risk pregnancy. She's had 3 heart ablations. I need to be there for her, Your Honor, and I would do anything. I'm not going anywhere. I was scared.
So Ms. Hanawalt, thank you. Anything else, Mr. Glazier? So Ms. Hanawalt failed to appear on November 8th of 2023. She failed to appear on July 26th of 2023. She actually failed to appear for the forensic interview as well. And then I think there was one in district court maybe. So Mr. Glazier, my concern is, she just doesn't show up for court until I catch her and put her in jail. So I'm going to reduce her bond to $25,000 cash surety. But I am not going to release her on a PR bond today, Mr. Glazier.
All right.
She just definitely has a record of not showing up. So Ms. Hanawalt will reduce your bond to $25,000 cash surety. Someone can post that for you, but understand if you get released, if you post bond and you don't show up again, the people can charge you with the 4-year absconding and it will stack on this case and you could go to prison.
Yeah, I understand. Is there,
can I speak with my attorney? Thank you, Ms. Hanawalt. You're all set.
Can I speak with my attorney?
Not this morning. We got other cases. Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Glazier, will you come in and see me?
All right. So I have Mr. Ladd, I'm sorry, I didn't realize someone was covering for Mr. Malaro today. So Mr. Degemer goes in, you have Mr. Ladd.
I do, if I could speak with him, please.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to put Mr. Ladd, you and Mr. Degemer goes into a breakout room. There you go. Okay. So, Mr. Murphy, I thought I got all your cases.
Your Honor, I wasn't paying attention. I was just sitting here. I was looking at that too. I did have one thing left, I think, an arraignment for Deshaun Parrish, maybe.
That probably might be Judge Olsavers.
Yeah, I didn't know who it didn't have a person. So I'll go over Judge Olsavers now. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks, Mr. Murphy. So we're gonna take a 2-minute break while Mr. Degemer goes in is talking to Mr. Ladd with MVOC, and then we'll be right back.
And I know it's important. I know it's important. I will give both sides. Correct.
Because that's not there.
Correct.
But you also want to say it is unfair.
It's not. I just know how.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see. She's there.
Where are we?
Here's my work. I just think, I grabbed the docket, I grabbed the same. Genius. I think, you know, I've been.
I asked for some other versions, just didn't.
I don't have to say.
Well, it's her daughter's 15th birthday.
Yeah.
Her husband who was an officer on scene. She just told me that just 10 minutes ago. She wanted to wait to tell us because, you know, it's a kind of personal touch to her too. So, and he was supposed to have to take her to Toledo for her birthday, do this big end of work. So he's at work now. So now half a day off here. To try to balance it out.
I can't even. I used to have a short hair. I used to take I go. Whenever like shit was wrong. I would. Yeah. I didn't see my name. Yeah. You do.
I'm sorry. Yeah. But still, it's easy.
Yes.
It was important. Somebody can't. Given that I was there, I didn't need to, I shouldn't, so that's why. Because I never had to do it, so.
He asked about
This gives us an idea of the scope of the room. You know, size. Well, you know, I'm gonna, we'll definitely like, we have it extended to, like, these guys here refuse to stop asking, or they don't wait for me, or Elizabeth to reach out, they're just coming, so what I still Texas yesterday. They will come, so we haven't extended ourselves yet to the others that could come. I want to get more of the others that would potentially have time. All of our different groups that we can say, I don't care if they're secondary or tertiary or even further down the road, but they should, so people are going to sit down and just spend one day of it.
Yes.
Yes, she asked. She has a great question.
Well, you're sitting with me. Oh, yeah.
Right.
The judge knows.
Well, yeah, I think you're going to do it from some repetition, she's gonna start putting faces a little bit, not making it towards, but like the party involved with it. This is part of her participation is there's potential for some of these to get, or at least a couple more. So, yeah, you can tell she wants it.
It seems frustrating. She also just wants to make sure she's.
You set us up. Some of which is a good snap dispatch. Sometimes we have some of that, sometimes we do. That's.
And also, this.
Early on, just questions. You guys are.
No. She knew that it was going to. You can go ahead and call it. The mistakes we us. Go ahead, absolutely. She knew that it was. So what she's reading the brochure is 6 months. So it's
All rise. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Just chase these.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, just barely, yeah. Thank you so much.
That was came in, I was looking for you, I was gonna take it back.
Yeah, oh, thank you, that was nice of you, Joe, thank you. I used the coffee this morning, it's really good.
All rise.
Sit down. All right, hold on. Just waiting for Mr. Ladd to come back. All right, so Mr. Dagger Margosian, we're back on the record with Mr. Ladd. So how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, good morning. Michael Dagger Margosian for Mr. Ladd. I am covering for Mr. Malaro. He obviously is in trial, so I was tasked with covering this case. To be frank, I'm not completely up to speed on this case. I did speak with Mr. Ladd, and as I understand the plea deal and or sentence agreement, it's not where we're at with where we need to be right now. So I want, obviously, Mr. Malaro is going to have to continue to do further negotiation. I will say that there was a preliminary exam held. We do have the transcript, and so maybe that would be the vehicle to get us to the agreement point. So I would ask for the court to adjourn this matter.
All right, so Mr. Ladd, I'm going to adjourn this out to July 31st at 8:30 in the morning, and we'll see you back on that day, and hopefully
Yes, ma'am.
some resolution you approve of has been reached. Okay, Mr. Ladd?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Ladd.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Your Honor, could I actually address the court on that? I'm objecting to an adjournment. We'd like to set file 40 FH for trial. We're 11 months from the incident date, possession of meth in a park. Rather clear-cut case. It would probably be a one-day trial. And I think if we could resolve that case, maybe the other one would be more likely to be resolved as well.
Okay, well, my trial dates are fall, so, you know, I'm
Understood.
looking at October trial dates, so I'm gonna leave it on for the July 31st date. And then for pre-trial, we can always set a trial date if we need to then. All right?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, so you're all set, Mr. Ladd?
Yes,
I'm gonna
ma'am. You guys have a
disconnect
wonderful
you.
day.
You too, thanks. All right, so now, Mr. Dagger Margosian, I have a Madison Stein.
Sure.
All right, this is in the matter of, ma'am, how do you pronounce your name? Weddle or Weidel?
Stein Waddell.
All right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Madison Lynn Stein Waddell, file number 2024-21814FH. Let me write that down. All right, I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people, Michael Dagger Margosian appearing on behalf of Ms. Stein Weddle. This is the date and time set for pre-trial. So, Mr. Dagger Margosian, how would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, in speaking with Ms. Arnold on this matter, obviously the nature of this case requires delicacy. I am in the process of negotiating with Ms. Arnold and submitting documentation that I think would be helpful for this case. So I think that she would be open for just a continuation on this matter, as this is, I believe, the first circuit court pretrial. I think that would be appropriate to just give us some more time here.
Mr. Sneed?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, so my next available pretrial is July 31st. Is that enough time, Mr. Dagger Margosian?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, so July 31st at 8:30 in the morning. And you'll do the step in order to adjourn, Mr. Dagger Margosian?
I will.
All right, can you sign your name with permission, Mr. Sneed?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, Ms. Stein Waddell. We'll see you back on July 31st at 8:30, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, and we are also, my criminal docket is always live on YouTube. So if you're at work or you can't come here, if you pull it up on your phone, you can download the app. You can always watch on your phone as well or laptop, all right? Okay, thank you. All right. this, we have. And let's see, are you covering Mr. Graves, Mr. Dagger
Yes, I am.
Well,
Mr. Graves and Mr. Johnson should be my last two.
all right, so the last, all right, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Elvin D. Graves, file number 23-21428FH. So I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people and Michael Dagger Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Graves. So what I will say is that the last time we were here, I was provided verification and information that he was in a rehabilitation facility and was doing well. And he is not here today. Mr. Graves typically always shows up for court. So I'm surprised that he's not here. Well, I mean, he violated probation, and then let me see if I can get Mr. Coast, because he might know.
Judge, he should be logging in right now.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Evans. There he is. All right, good morning, Mr. Coast. We're here right now on Mr. Graves. Last time we were in court, I was provided information that he was in a rehab facility. So do we have any updates on him?
I do, Judge. So basically he was at a Hope House. He actually went to a transitional home. At Dawn Farms. But he actually left that transitional home on 6/14. Correction, he left it on 6/9. It's apparently he wanted to go home. He did not contact me after getting out to set up 2 times a week drug testing as required. I did actually drive out to his residence, spoke to his mother to pass on the message to him for him to contact me, but he failed to do so.
Mr. Dagger Margosian, do you have any other information?
Your Honor, I see that he was at Hope House in Jonesville. I can't say anything additional to that. I guess the court just will rely on Mr. Coasts.
All right, so Mr. Graves has violated his bond conditions a couple times, and he also has failed to appear. So a couple times. So I'm going to issue a bench warrant for his arrest. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of 25,000 cash. All right, if you obviously hear from him, let us know and we'll bring him in. Okay. I think we are done with our criminal docket.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Is there Troy Johnson?
Yeah, but I think I have him down as pro per. Do you have him as having an attorney?
I did have him as an attorney.
Good. All right.
Middle of the gun.
Hi, this is Judge Anzalone again. So it looks like I need Troy Johnson. He's my last one on my criminal docket.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you know what happened to Monica Hawkins?
Monica Hawkins got a Germ before today. Let me see
Okay.
here. Hold on, I'll get you a date. Samantha Ladd got adjourned July 31st.
I saw that.
Let's find Monica. July 31st at 8 a.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So how are your tacos, Michael?
When I went there, Nick said that they would be the best tacos that I've had, certainly from a food truck, and he was not wrong.
Shout out to Zilantro's, right?
God, they were so good. They were, I mean, I'm hooked. I'm gonna go at least once a month. I mean, it was so good.
And they're at Lowe's on Fridays, Zilantro's is, and then they're like north of us at that party store in the parking lot on Tuesdays
On
now.
Tuesdays, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're really good. My daughter
They're-
wants them to cater her party, so
Yeah, that'd be a hit. Boy, it was good. God, it was good. Free advertisement.
yeah, right.
Are you ready for your pickup yet or no?
Yeah. What is it? The old saying, Mikey likes it? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Is
that
there a
applies.
commercial? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe you could be the poster
Mhm.
person.
Hey, do you mind if I go back to the office?
No.
Rather than.
Yeah.
Provide.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll be on in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just have something to get to see your,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, last I saw she was in her office. Do you want us to give it to her or you? Oh, okay. Or do you need to go back?
No.
No.
Gotta go back. I don't want to interrupt you.
That's a pretty suit.
Thank you. This is one of my Wednesday Kiwanis suits so that I could be super conservative.
Welcome.
I'll be there at noon looking concerned, so.
That's funny.
Oh, my goodness. With an exclamation mark.
With Melza.
Yeah. Oh. JLW.
Hi, this is Judge Anselone. You picked up a Dennis Herman?
He's here, yeah.
Yep, so I'm ready for him in Judge Anselone's courtroom.
Okay, it'll be a second. I'm running,
It's okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
All right, thanks, bye. All right, so, sir at the jail, what is your name?
I'm Troy Johnson.
All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Troy Tavell Johnson, file number 23-21597FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people, and I have Michael Dagger Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Johnson. So we have a couple things. We have a, hold on, let me get back there. Probation violation. This is a probation violation pre-trial. So Mr. Dagger Margosian, I believe you're covering from Mr. Malaro, is that correct?
It is correct. And can I just confirm the case? Is this 2321597?
Yeah, I'm looking. Hold on. This is, yeah, I have it contempt and pre-trial. One paperwork, some of the paperwork said probation violation, but it's not. It's just a pre-trial, correct?
That's what I
No.
see.
Okay, yeah, it's just a pre-trial. All right. So I'm sorry, Mr. Dagger Margosian, you may proceed.
May I speak with Mr. Johnson briefly, Judge?
Okay. So Mr. Johnson, I'm going to open up a breakout room and give you an opportunity to speak with Mr. Dagger Margosian. So go ahead and click on join that breakout room.
Okay.
Judge, I sent an email regarding the 10 o'clock. I don't know if you got that.
No. Well, that doesn't make me any happier.
I know, sorry.
Oh, Mr. Daggermark goes in. Let me close that breakout room. Bring your client back. All right, so So I'm sorry for the confusion. I don't know why it kept popping up as about pretrial. So Mr. Dagger Margosian, I know you are covering this from Mr. Malaro as well. And so we do have a failure to appear from last November and multiple failed drug screens. I just wanted to let you know that as some background information. So how would you like to proceed today with Mr. Johnson?
Your Honor, I do see those events in my internal notes as well, so I appreciate the court letting me know that. As far as the case itself, I know that Mr. Johnson's wife stopped into our office yesterday to talk about the case, so I'm sure that Mr. Malaro is going to want to follow up with that. I wish that I could move the case along further, but I just at this point I just really can't. So I'm asking the court to, on the underlying case itself, to adjourn that matter. And I would like to, but I do have enough information to address bond if the court would hear me on that.
So I can set this over to July 17 at 8:30 for a pretrial, and Mr. Johnson, Mr. Malaro will meet with you and talk to you about any offer. I know the offer I have on record is possession with one supplement, and they will not charge him with absconding. That's the plea offer I have. So Mr. Dagger Margosian, will you be able to do the stipend order?
I can do the stipend order, Your Honor.
All right, and then Mr. Sneed, can you sign your name with permission?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so you can address bond.
Your Honor, I recognize that there may have been or was at least one failure to appear in this case. Obviously, that should give a court some pause and some concern. What I will say is that the underlying charge itself, as the court can see, is a non-assaultive offense. As I indicated, Mr. Johnson's wife did stop into our office, so obviously he does have support. His address is in Adrian. He's local. I get, and he's been in jail for relatively quite some time here. I think with all of that being said, I think it would be appropriate to grant a PR on this matter and give Mr. Johnson another chance to comply. I think he does have an explanation on the last court date that he missed. He indicates to me that he was at work and he didn't really properly plan for getting to court. He had to walk, so that causes some issues as well. But
or Zoom.
And that's another matter that I brought up with him. I said, now that we are in circuit court, he has the option to Zoom, which would obviously alleviate the issue of him coming into person. So with all that being said, I do think it would be appropriate. It's not as though he committed, new offenses or allegations while on bond, which is probably the most important thing. So I'd ask the court to consider amending bond at this time.
Mr. Sneed.
Your Honor, the people would ask bond to remain. The charge is a 20-year offense. There's also a habitual offender fourth offense notice. So if he is found guilty, he's going to be serving time of incarceration. Also, he had, from 2023, before he absconded, 2 domestic violence cases pending in district court. So there is a violent history here. So we just ask the court to take that into account. Thank you.
So Mr. Dagger Margosian and Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. May I address I'm sorry. I'm looking at the notes on the DV allegations that Mr. Sneed brought up. At least one of them has been dismissed. So that was left off of the recitation. So I think that needs to be considered as well.
So, Mr. Johnson, we're going to be back in just a couple of weeks on another pretrial. You have a history of testing positive for methamphetamine and amphetamines. So, it appears at that point, at least, or currently, you still have a drug addiction issue, which is dangerous for both yourself and for others. The failure to appear was addressed and part of the plea is that would not charge you with absconding. I'm going to set this over for 2 weeks. We can address bond again when we come back. at that time. And, but at this time, I'm not going to change it. All right, thank you, Mr. Johnson, you're all set, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dagger Margosian, the last thing I have is a pickup, and Miss Underwood has popped in for that.
Okay, very good, Your Honor. Well, if I don't see you, I'll see you when I see you then.
Let's see when I see you, probably for tacos on Friday. All right, bye. All right, Miss Underwood, we are just waiting for the jail and Mr. Herman, okay?
Thank you. Is that our only one, Your Honor?
That's the only one, yes. Well, you saw the other one early this morning. Hey, this is Judge Anselm again. I just wanted to let you know I did get an attorney for Mr. Herman. So I know you were processing someone else, but I'm good to go, but waiting for him. So thank you.
So wait, you need?
I need Mr. Herman, yeah.
Okay, in the firm. Alrighty, I'll let him know.
All right, thank you. Bye. we got the gel, Miss Underwood. So let's see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, this is for not getting his aggression assessment.
This is, well, he failed to appear for probation violation hearing on June 5, so I'm gonna go over it with him. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Dennis Allen Herman, file number 2021-20576FH. Sir, you are Dennis Herman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Herman, we are here today on a couple things. We have a contempt of court for failure to appear for a probation violation hearing on June 5 of 2024. And then we have a request and summons for probation violation that alleges that you failed to pay restitution in the amount of $1,728.99, failed to complete an aggression assessment, and failed to report to probation monthly. So do you understand, Mr. Herman, those are the allegations against you today?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you were, you actually pled to an attempted, wait, let me look. Let me see what you pled to, because I have it down as.
No contest.
So I showed that you pled no contest to malicious destruction of personal property less than 200. So if you plead guilty today on the underlying file to the violation of probation, you could be facing a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail. And then on the contempt of court for failure to appear, you could also be facing up to 93 days in jail. Do you understand that, Mr. Herman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Herman, you, and because this is misdemeanor probation, Ms. Underwood, it's not a technical or a non-technical really, because it's misdemeanor probation, I think. So, Mr. Herman, you do have the right to have an attorney represent you here today and in all subsequent hearings. If you can't afford to hire one, we can appoint one at public expense. Would you like an attorney appointed to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Herman, I am going to open up a breakout room and have you and Miss Underwood join that breakout room and have a chat. So there you go. Go ahead and join that breakout room.
So does district court hear how are they gonna know what's going on?
How are they gonna know?
Yeah, do you guys have to let them know, or?
We sent an order down.
Okay. Do you need me anymore then?
No, I just thought you liked me and wanted to hang out.
Well, I had him back in the day, so I didn't know, and I looked him up and he wasn't active for us, so.
Yeah, no, it's
All
a
right.
misdemeanor.
All right, I'll leave
thank
then.
you.
Thank you.
All right, bye, have a good day.
You too.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Stimpson and Miss Iddings. I have one criminal matter left. And then I will be able to start with you two. I didn't know if the two of you needed a breakout room.
You want to talk real quick, Adrian? With
Yeah,
other
sure, I can do
clients?
that. I'll have Nikki wait for me in the hall. If you want to put us in a breakout room, Judge, that would be great.
So I'm gonna open up a breakout room and
Yeah,
assign.
thank you.
So hold on 1 minute. I'm gonna close my breakout room and bring my defendant back. And then I'm going to assign Mr. Stimpson and Miss Iddings to a breakout room. There you go. Go ahead and join. All right. So we are back with Mr. Herman and Miss Underwood. How would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, I would like to ask for a not guilty plea on Mr. Herman's behalf. I believe as to the contempt for failure to appear in court, Your Honor, Mr. Herman tells me he was incarcerated at Stryker in Ohio during that period of time. But we would like to have this matter perhaps adjourned for a few weeks, Your Honor, to allow Mr. Herman time to get his bearings and get caught up on these things, Your Honor, perhaps.
Well, all right, Mr. Herman, I can easily verify whether we got you from Stryker, but when did you go into jail?
The 21st of last month.
Okay, so my other problem, Miss Underwood, is you went in May, but he also it's on probation. So he's been on probation for a period of time and wasn't compliant with his probation. Looks like he pled back in April of 23 and absconded. So I can set this for hearing if you'd like, Miss Underwood. Or I can get Mr. McCarron here and perhaps he can give us some more information. Let me see if I can get Mr. McCarron. Let's see.
Sorry.
Joanne Spade, do you remember who, like, number I would call for, like, clerical?
For clerical, 4681 or 4682.
Okay, Dawn, I thought she was appealing.
Probation, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy, this is Judge Ann Sloan. I have a Dennis Herman that we picked up and Mr. McCarron is his probation officer. And I wondered if Mr. McCarron was available.
He's not in this morning, though.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So Miss Underwood, I can enter a plea of not guilty, but it looks from the file like he's failed to comply with his probation terms up to even before he was incarcerated. So I'm not willing to release him at this point. I can set this over to another day.
Your Honor, let me talk to Mr. Herman again.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to assign you both and you're going to get an invitation to join a breakout room.
Oh.
Go ahead and join that breakout room. You want these? Drop that off. Sarah, I don't know what it is. Oh, that was quick. All right, we'll close the breakout. Oh, somehow. All right, so we are back on the record with Mr. Herman. So, Ms. Underwood.
Mr. Herman wishes to enter a plea in this matter. Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Herman, you want to raise your right hand? Sorry, let me turn my video back on. Mr. Herman, do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, so Mr. Herman, it's not your fault. The audio in that room is really wonky. So I'm gonna need you to scoot closer to the device and I'm gonna need you to speak louder. I do apologize. So do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. That's much better. I apologize. So, Mr. Herman, do you understand that you have a right to contest the violation of probation charge and to have a trial on it, and you have a right to contest and I'm going to dismiss the contempt of court because he was, I do believe he was incarcerated at Stryker. That's fine with me. So, do you understand you have a right to contest this violation of probation charge and to have a trial on it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Do you understand that throughout the trial, you would be presumed innocent until your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You have
ma'am.
a right to have all the witnesses against you appear at your trial, to have, bless you, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions, or you may ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you might have to appear at that trial. Do you understand all of that?
Yes,
On
ma'am.
the other hand, do you understand that you have a right to testify at your trial if you want to testify?
Yes.
Okay, how do you plead to the charge that you violated the terms of your probation by failing to pay restitution in the amount of $1,728.99, and then failing to complete your aggression assessment, and that you failed to report to probation monthly? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, Mr. Herman,
Can I say a few words first, ma'am?
no, not yet. So, Mr. Herman, do you understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up your right to a trial, as I've already explained to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Ms. Underwood promise you anything or threaten you in any way to get you to plead guilty, or have I?
No, ma'am.
All right, if I accept this plea, you'll be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Herman, you were placed on probation, geez, way back on, let me find it. You were placed on probation way back in February of 2023. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And one of the terms of your probation is that you were to pay the restitution in full. The restitution amount was $1,728.99. Is that correct?
Yes. I haven't
And
worked
did
though,
you
ma'am.
pay? Oh, did you pay the restitution back?
No, I haven't had any income. I've been homeless for, so no, I haven't.
Okay, but your answer is no, you didn't pay it back, right?
No, I haven't paid it.
Okay, and you were required to complete an aggression assessment through the probation department. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did you complete that?
No.
Okay, and then you were also ordered to report to the probation officer monthly. Is that correct?
Yeah, he had me calling in on some months.
Okay,
but
were
yeah.
you doing that on a monthly basis as required?
No, I missed a couple.
Okay, I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, honest, or voluntarily and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights. He does have competent counsel. Ms. Underwood, before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Herman?
Your Honor, I believe that Mr. Herman, I believe he's awaiting sentencing down in Ohio or something. I believe he wants to get things taken care of, Your Honor. And I would hope the court, he's already done 10 days. I would hope the court would consider time served in this matter.
Okay. Mr. Herman, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
I'm not waiting sentencing in Ohio. I have been sentenced. And they were gonna let me out to a rehab and sober living. And they were gonna help me with a housing and employment. But they got put on hold because of the holder out of Lenawee. I got 10 days from when been sentenced down there and released, and the hold for Lenawee. I have 10 days served on that. If I can get out so I can get the sober living, and I greatly appreciate it.
Okay, so all right, so Mr. Herman, you were given a really good plea offer in this case, and there was restitution, and that has not been paid. It's a sentence to the court. You'll serve 45 days in Lenawee County Jail. I'll give you credit for whatever time you have. I don't know how much jail you've done on this file in total, but I'll give you 45 days in Lenawee County Jail, credit for time served. The jail will calculate that credit. Now you do have the right, and I'm going to revoke and terminate your probation unsuccessfully. Understand that you still owe that restitution civilly, so they will, you need to pay on that. You do have the right to appeal the sentence, and the jail is going to provide to you 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review. They're going to have you initial and date 1 copy for our records to acknowledge you received it. The other copies are for you. If you wish to appeal the sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. Mr. Herman, I wish you the best of luck in sober living, and I hope you take advantage of it, because you definitely need to make some changes. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
And that will conclude our criminal docket.